Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Episode 6 of Buddy Pass Podcast, once again presented by The Masshole Perspective. I'm Chris Rafferty alongside Brett Tibbetts and Aiden Crowley. What's up, boys?
Not much, just big Super Bowl this past weekend.
Who do you have in it?
I had the Bucks, and no, I'm not just saying that because they already won. But
Because
Do
you
you have any
can't.
money?
no, I what?
Any money?
No, I actually
Yeah.
didn't. Stayed away from the Super Bowl just because it was too evenly matched. I felt like it
True.
didn't play out that way though. Bucks kind of fucking smacked them, but
Well, was it evenly
Whatever.
matched? It's Brady in a Super Bowl.
That's fair.
exactly, yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know.
I do feel
how
for
you-
Mahomes.
What?
I said I feel for Mahomes. I feel bad
Oh no,
for
I was
him,
talking
dude.
to AIDS.
Why do you
Oh,
feel? Why?
okay.
Well, why do you feel bad for him?
I don't know. I feel like he kind of got.
I do
I mean,
too.
this is coming from a guy that's a very below casual football fan. But from what I got, it kind of looked like he got wrung out to dry.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
I
okay.
saw it. Not to like go in depth about football, but like he ran like the most yards before passing the football than like any quarterback has in like Super Bowl history because
Well,
his offensive
Jesus.
line just was not protecting him at all.
I think what does him dirty is the fact that he runs back 15 to 20 yards every single play. Whenever he
Because
gets
his
in-
linemen are getting pushed back into him.
no, I know, but why not run? Why not run to the left or the right? Why do you
Yeah.
run 20 yards behind you?
yeah, it's
There was
tough.
one play where he
but-
kept like going back, like turning and then turning and going back more. Like I mean, I'm no QB.
I-
don't.
I would have won the game if I was in his spot.
think
but
so?
yeah.
I
No,
would have
he
bet
If
on
you were,
he
if you were
was-
what? If you were on the line?
No, if I
You
was
were lineman?
Mahomes. If I was Mahomes.
Okay.
No, he was throwing dimes to his receivers though, and they just weren't catching.
Anyways, I mean, do you guys do anything else too since the
Whatever,
last time we
but-
talked?
But yeah, Brady's to go undisputed.
Simply because you told us not to do it before we started recording, I've been doing nothing.
I hate you, dude. Like last week, I go, "What's up, boys? Oh, what you guys been up to since the last time we
Yeah.
talked? Nothing. Oh, cool. We
had-
sound super interesting.
I had an eye appointment yesterday.
How'd
was
that go?
exciting. Good. My eyes got worse than last year.
Nice,
They
dude.
just they
nice.
get a little bit worse every year.
Yeah,
Dude,
creeping up.
I need to go. I need to go to the eye doctor so bad. My eyes are getting really, really
Yeah.
bad.
I'm supposed to get my second surgery fucking after, like, right
Oh,
as we
that's
finish
right.
school. Eye
Jeez,
patch
we
gang.
all
I
got
rock
bad
an eye
eyes.
patch.
Oh.
I honestly may make
You
that like a
do.
part of my closet. Just throwing fits with eye patches on.
At
I
least
do
two
have
to
a
three
story,
times.
though. I do
We
have a
got-
story.
Oh, okay.
I need to get this off my chest for the viewers
Yep.
because this has just been eating me alive for the past 24 hours. So it snowed here from where I am. And I'm the snow guy. Like I have to clear the snow for my family. It's what every
Oh,
good
yeah.
American boy will do for their family. So then I'm out there, I'm shoveling away. I bring my key to my dad's car out there to, like turn the car on so that the snow turn the heat on, bang, snow falls right off. Easy. I never turn it on. And then when I'm like later, I come back inside after finishing. I'm like, all right, now I want my Dunk's coffee because I'm a degenerate and I need it. So then when I'm going out, I can't find my keys. They're nowhere to be found. Till right now, they're still not found, and they have to be in the snow. For like, I combined probably like 4 hours. I want to say I was crawling around in the snow, looking for these keys.
Like the
Like a
peasant you
child.
are.
Yes, literally. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm such a peasant. It's awful. So.
Yeah, you're not seeing those till mid March with this amount of snow.
Oh, no way. The Toyota Camry is staying parked.
You know we're gonna get
But-
more snow on either Friday or Saturday too, right?
Even
Yeah,
after
so it
this
snowed
one?
then,
Oh my god.
Snowed again right now. These keys are gonna keep getting further and further away from me.
Dude, I wonder if you even actually brought them outside.
Dude, it was one of
Yeah.
those things too, like where like I try to look back on it and I'm like retracing my steps, I'm doing all the math, and I'm like, and then I kind of got to this realization, I'm like, bro, did I take them? Did I even take them? I think I did though, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Like
did
I
you-
can fully see Raph like having come in like after and like sat on the couch and they like fell between the couch
Took
cushion or
my
something.
sweatshirt off. Took my sweatshirt off.
Were
and then
they
got-
in the sweatshirt pocket? Like,
Oh no, I didn't check the sweatshirt pocket.
well,
I
I
checked
mean, they
everywhere
could have.
else but the sweatshirt pocket.
You
Yes, I
you already
checked the
told me the
sweatshirt
other day they
pocket.
checked the fucking sweatshirt pocket. I was gonna say they could have fallen somewhere when you took off your sweatshirt, dude.
And
You
I looked everywhere. I've looked in every single room in this household probably 3.5 times.
Oh,
make it
what about
4.
that other
It's
half? Yeah.
it's outside. It's outside. It has
I
to
would
be.
I would put $15 on the fact that it's inside somewhere.
No shot. There's
Knowing
absolutely zero shot.
knowing you, it's inside.
How about this? How about this? You guys throw money, and we'll bet. I'll match whatever you guys throw on this. That it's outside, and when it melts, when all the snow is gone, I see these keys outside. I'll take your money.
$15. I bet you it's
I'll
inside.
match you. 15
I would-
bucks.
do you want to like shake? How do we shake on it?
Dab me up.
Brett, you in? You in?
I
I'll
bet.
match you.
No, I'm not confident enough.
Come
But
Exactly.
I bet me and Nate could come to your house and find them within an hour.
I
Easily,
call cap.
Right
I
now.
call so cap.
easily.
No shot.
And I bet they'd be inside your house, is my point.
Anyways, you guys want to get to the hockey talk now because
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
just
yeah. Why
ruining
not?
my mood even more. All right, boys. Well, we had a big night last night. Sadly, we do have some more games postponed from last night tonight. One thing I wanted to talk about though was John Tortorella and what he's doing over there in Columbus. For those of you that do not know, last night was Laine's 4th game as a Columbus Blue Jacket, and about 6 minutes left into the second period was the last time he touched the ice. He did not play the rest of the game, and Torts is doing Torts again. And I want to see what do you guys think about this?
I mean, if they keep winning, then I guess it's fine from a wins and losses perspective. But this is Tort's contract year. He's got to sign a contract by the end of the year. And you just bring this kid in, and you're gonna sit him. Now, when they asked about him, they asked about him in the press conference after, Torts didn't seem like super upset. He was like, it's staying in the locker room. Like it had nothing to do with the goal, the minus he was out there for. So I feel like everything's okay. Maybe he just like said something, and it's just to kind of keep Laine under his belt
Yeah.
early, so he doesn't step out of line, maybe like Dubois did. He's just not letting him get any breathing room. But I don't think there's a lot of room for concern. I think Laine is a mature kid. I think he's more mature than Dubois. So I don't think it'll have any effect on him. And I know they asked like Atkinson, they asked some of the teammates about the whole thing after the game. And Atkinson was like, yeah, you're going to want to cover him the next game because he's playing with a chip on his shoulder and he's going to come out flying.
Let's go.
I don't think
Sorry.
it's a weird situation, but I don't think it'll hurt anyone.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say the same thing you said in the beginning about the wins and losses thing. Like they still came out of that game with a win, which at the end of the day is kind of the most important thing. But like benching someone, depending on the type of player you are, if you get benched one game for like the third period or however long it was, you're going to come out firing the next game. Some people will do the opposite and, get discouraged about it. But like you said, I think you said Atkinson said it, that he's going to come out firing. So, I mean, it's obviously something Torts has done before, bench people, kind of known for it. So, and I mean, the Dubois situation obviously had different reasons, people already knew he was getting out of there, but it was definitely weird to have him do it to just this brand new guy. I mean, maybe it was to make sure he doesn't get out of line or anything, but I'm not too concerned about it either. Call me by surprise, but like,
Yeah.
For
sure. But I don't know. I mean, if he comes out this next game and doesn't get benched and like plays a solid game, I think it's just going to be totally in the past.
And
Forgotten about, but
and that's why I go to the discipline thing, because obviously Dubois, he kind of let Dubois do whatever he wanted. Torts gave him a chance on the ice, and obviously the last shift that he had as a Blue Jacket was the worst shift in NHL history. So I think it's just like he's trying to discipline him early just to show him that you got to be held accountable. You can't let anything slide, and that Torts is not the one to let things slide.
Yeah. I don't know. I get it. Like, I don't know. I think I would, if I was in the NHL, I think I would like a coach that's like dead honest with me. Not one that's playing mind games, but not one that's kind of like always sunshine and rainbows too. Like, I just kind of feel like I like Torts in that sense where like he's always honest with players and like he'll tell you how he feels, like no bullshit. There's no like gray area with him. But I do think like there has to be a point where you like can kind of compromise with these like superstar players. Like, you need to be able to like have a good relationship with them because it's a Patrick Line and a Pierre-Luc Dubois. It's not like a, you know, third line, fourth line guy where like they probably don't have an ego, where like these superstars may have an ego, and you kind of need to like feed into it. I'm not saying let them do what they want, but maybe give them a little bit more wiggle room. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. Um, I don't know. It's a weird situation.
Yeah.
But Torts is a weird guy. So
Love him though.
am I?
Absolutely
Well,
love
that's what I'm
him.
saying. Like, am I surprised? Yeah, a little bit. But in the grand scheme of things, this is something that Torts and only Torts would do.
It's on our bad that we didn't see this coming. Right when he got traded there, we should have been like, he's gonna get benched eventually.
Well, that's what I said. Like
Yeah.
when the episode we did right after he got traded, I even said like Line is going to get eaten alive by Torts.
Yeah.
You
I think
did.
I
I
said,
remember you saying that.
Like, I think, like I said though, I think he's more mature than Pierre-Luc Dubois. But anyone is going to get crushed by Torts at some point or another if you're going to play for him, which
Yeah.
is fine. I wouldn't mind
And
it.
some people can take it, and the ones that won't end up leaving.
Yeah.
So
Making rights. Absolutely. I think this segues to the next topic pretty well with tensions being high. So now we got into the point of the season where you've seen most of the teams, you've had series with almost all the teams within your division, which I think have led to a lot of high tensions and a lot of hate going one way. We've seen some great fights due to that, and I want to know like what are some of the best fights you've seen so far, because I feel like this season there's been a lot of fights that have been really fucking good for the league. Really good.
the first one that comes to mind, maybe because I'm a Bruins fan, but the Connor Clifton one the other night
Oh yeah,
against
that was a good one.
it
Love.
was against the Flyers. Was it Obey-Q
Who-
Bell?
Yeah, that
Was
kid,
it
that
him?
kid,
Yeah. Two 5'11" guys, just tough players though, just going at it. I know Clifton landed a few good ones.
Oh,
Um,
he
Q-
hit
Yeah.
Kubel's button like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Right on the
there
jaw.
was
Lunch.
there was one picture where they paused the video right when Clifton had his just fist right in the jaw.
Just feeding him.
But Obey-Q Bell landed a few good ones too, probably. But
Yeah.
that was a good fight. You know, it wasn't one of the ones that the refs come in and break up like 2 seconds in. You know, they let him go
Yeah.
at it for a little bit and then stepped in. So which I hate when the refs step in like so quick. You know,
I feel like you have to
mean,
let the players do it. Like, the refs shouldn't step in, especially right now, because like it's just gonna lead to more later. Like, if you just keep that like pent in anger from these players and like not let them just take it out by throwing fists at each other,
yeah,
like it's only gonna be worse later almost. Like,
that's a good
That's
point
with
too.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a few. The Simmons and Gudbranson one from the other night.
Oh, yeah.
That
Didn't he
was
break his wrist on that?
He did.
Simmons
I
versus
saw
Simmons?
that this morning. He's out like 6 weeks or something. Or 4.
so
but-
That's
going
tough.
off the
Yeah.
like the refs breaking it up. Like they went
Mhm.
down a couple times, and the refs like came in, but then they both stood back up and kept throwing them. So I
Yeah.
liked that
Yeah.
one, but I also liked. It was a couple of days ago. Brady Kachuk versus Zach McEwen.
Yeah.
And Zach
Yeah.
McEwen is not a small man. He is a tough customer. But dude, Brady's just got the heart of a lion.
I love that kid.
He's like
dude.
20,
Absolutely love
21
his
years
game.
old. He's got the
Yeah.
heart of a lion.
It's like his brother, dude.
I
I
know.
love both Kachucks, dude.
Maybe a little bit more
Mm.
skill on Brady's part.
I'm not a huge fan of Matt.
All
I like Matt a lot. I like his game. I just think
Yeah.
Brady is gonna be better. But I like Matt.
Probably.
But he
Yeah.
needs to fuck off from Drew Doughty though, because that's my boy. Yeah, leave Doughty alone. Leave Drew alone. He's just an old man. I think one of my favorite fights was either the Getzlov fight from like last week, which like I forget exactly who it was with, but like the fact that this dude's like 35 years old fighting, especially with like a locker room with a lot of younger players. I don't know. I just feel like that says a lot about him. Stammer got into a little scrap last night.
I didn't
It's
see
good to
that.
see. I like when I see like the captains like throw it. Like, it's not really their job in the locker room to like do that role per se, but like when they're just like fuck it, like I'm the captain, I need to get the boys going. Like, that's the shit I fuck with. I fuck with that heavy.
Yeah.
In terms of tilt though, that Trent Frederick and Wilson
Oh
scrap was
yeah.
I
pretty nice.
Forgot
forgot
about that
about
one
that.
too.
For like a basically rookie to Tom Wilson, dude. Like
Yeah.
that was an even tilt. I'm sorry, it was even. Sorry, Tom Wilson, but you kind of got fed a little bit.
Those few
Trent
games
Freddy.
too, those two guys were going at it
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about heart of a lion?
Trent
Frederick's a
Frederick.
beast.
And Wilson though. Yeah, I give credit to Wilson too.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely, but Wilson's known for that. Like Frederick, this
True.
is so
True.
far like this is the most he's played consistently in the NHL.
Mhm.
So to see him like going at a seasoned vet like Wilson,
Mhm.
it's incredible.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm on the Frederick bandwagon for sure.
Frederick was the one in the Devils games too that was barking at PK Subban. They never
That's
fought,
right.
but they were
He shaved
mouthing
his-
off.
He
Yeah.
shaved his shies.
So he's
He was like,
not
"Go post some
afraid
training
to,
videos, you loser." And I was like, "Yeah, tell him, Trent. You get him, Trent."
he's not afraid to start shit. I love it.
Yeah, dude. I
To
fuck
be
with that.
fair though, I would want to beat the bag out of someone named Trent.
Oh yeah, I had a tweet about it. I was like, this kid's gonna be an all-star. His name's just Trent, so that kind of brings him down a little bit. But no offense to all the Trents out there. But
Yeah.
moving forward, I can't believe we didn't start with this at the beginning of the pod. But our teams from last week, completely forgot about it.
That's on you. I was waiting.
I
for
know.
I
You know
was-
what? Maybe my mind with my keys being missing, I don't feel whole right now. I don't know, man.
I hear-
I'm dash one right now. I'm dash
hear it.
one.
I hear excuses.
But
I hear excuses.
oh yeah, well,
Yeah, well,
I can recover from it.
figure
Okay.
it out. Figure it out.
Just gotta recover from the mistakes. Anyways, hey,
So with-
since you're Mr. Perfect, Aiden, you start us off with your week.
Well, I am Mr. Perfect.
Oh,
For
Oh Jesus, kid gets
what
a
is this?
podcast.
we've done this for 3 weeks now.
This is our third week
Yep,
of this segment.
of this segment. Yep.
Okay, then.
oh, yeah.
So I had the Islanders, which unfortunately their Buffalo games got postponed. The day we recorded, I know they had a game against Buffalo that was postponed, and we didn't know if the Thursday one was going to be too,
Mhm.
but it ended up being postponed. So they only played 2 games. They played the Penguins and they played the Rangers. They won both of them. And I had Varlamov in the hot seat last week too.
Yeah.
What does he do? He goes out and
Shutout.
wins both games. He gets a shutout last night.
Mhm.
I think so. Our hot seat players always play
Dude,
better after we call them out in here. So I think
dead ass,
the pod, but
dead ass, dude.
Mine didn't this week, but I'll get to that later.
Who was your player?
we'll get there.
Frenier.
Oh,
Jesus, dude.
but yeah. So speaking of perfect, I'm 3 for 3 in my hot seat teams, for picking it up. So I don't know. The Islanders are weird though. They're in the playoffs right now, just barely, but
That like whole bottom tier or bottom half of like that division, the East Division or whatever it's called, it's kind of like it's like closer than it feels. You know what I mean?
it really
That
there's
for
only
that four spot.
there all those teams, even the Rangers who are in last right now.
Yeah, it could pick it up.
It's all like everyone's within 2-3 points, you know, and I think that has something to say about the games that are being canceled too.
Yeah,
But I think every single division, whether it's really good or really bad, it's all tight.
yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
tight.
All right, Brett. How about you, boss? What team did you pick again? I kind of forget.
Oh boy.
Flames. So I really thought they were gonna get hot. No pun intended. But they had going into this past week, they had 2 against the Jets, and then the first game against Edmonton, Battle of Alberta. I was confident that they would beat Edmonton, which they did a couple nights ago. And I thought they would get at least one of the 2 Jets games, but they dropped both. Pretty sure both in regulation too. Didn't even get a point out of either. So that was tough. I think because they had before we recorded last week too, they had another game against the Jets like a day or two before we recorded, and they dropped that one, I believe.
No, they beat them. They
okay,
beat...
then it was the one before that. They've played Winnipeg 4 times.
Yeah,
I know they're one
Shuzzy
against Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Their first game of the year was Winnipeg, yes. And they lost.
Yeah. Then they've played Winnipeg 5 times. I know they've beat Winnipeg once.
Because it was in the shootout with Johnny Gaudreau absolutely undressing.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah.
Last Monday they played them in
I
one.
was gonna say, how long ago was that?
February 1st. They beat them 4-3.
Dang. All right. But yeah, so they went 1 and 2. Not much else to say about that. They need to figure it the fuck out.
You need to figure it the fuck out.
I know.
I think my pick this week will be much better. We'll get to that.
Get away from the North Division teams.
I did this week. I did.
All right. Well, lastly for the teams, I had Carolina predicted 4-0. They went 2-2. I don't know. I was watching. So they won that first game against Chicago. Second game, it's like a 1-goal game with like a couple seconds left. I think they were on the power play. And I watched that whole period just to see, like, I was like, dude, don't fuck me for the podcast. Please don't fuck me for the podcast. And this team in overtime just moves the puck. Absolutely beautiful. Like, they're such a good puck moving team. But just the time when they're like, you know what, I'm going to shoot this puck right now. Awful timing. And then they just can't finish. And it was so painful to watch. And then they beat Laine and the Columbus Blue Jackets in that one game when there was kind of like that really controversial, I think it was offsides. I wasn't watching.
Yeah,
for that, at the end.
It's tough calling that a win because of that whole story.
Yeah, so they had that, and then the next game against Columbus again, I kind of forget what happened.
They lost last night.
Yeah, I know that 2-2. Already confirmed that. But my hot seat player JT Miller did do pretty well. He has 13 points in 13 games. The last game or 2 haven't been his greatest, but the 2 before that, he kind of popped off for like 4 or 5 points. So, they listen to the pod. That's all I got to say.
They must. The players must.
Alrighty. So, I mean, now we can shift over to some other NHL talk. Now that we got, we fixed our mistake from the beginning of the podcast.
You did. You fixed your mistake.
Okay, well, it's all about the recovery, not the mistake. Do you guys have anything about around the NHL you guys wanted to talk about before we get into like anything else? Like any thoughts, opinions?
Yeah.
Hot takes?
My guy to watch right now, who's just been absolutely lighting it up this entire season, Christian Dvorak. On the Coyotes. You guys didn't have as big a reaction as I thought.
When you said Dvorak, I was like, how do you spell that? And I was like, who is that?
Oh my god.
And then like I saw it like in my head, I don't know. The gears.
No, I know the Yotes went 2-0 against the Blues this past week.
They did.
I'm not sure exactly how he did points wise, but apparently pretty good.
He had the shootout winner last night, and I think he had like 2 points. He had a goal and an assist, I think.
Did he assist on that Clayton Keller tying goal?
Yes, he had that sick spinorama in the slot.
Yeah.
And Keller scored with 0.2 seconds left. But Dvorak, Arizona's been hot. Your Coyotes, Raph, have been hot. All thanks to Dvorak. He's been. Yeah. I picked him up in fantasy like last week too because nobody had him.
Inside scoop.
He's been lights out. for the Yotes.
Damn, I don't really pay attention to like I don't know what it is. I absolutely hate watching like the Pacific Division teams like the Kings, the Sharks.
They're just
Uh,
so bad. They're not exciting
so
to
boring
watch.
too, dude. So
Yeah.
boring. So, but I'm gonna keep an eye on that though. Now that you bring that up, because I honestly I had no idea.
Yeah. No, he's got like maybe 14 points in 13 games, or maybe it's like 12 points in 13 games. It's something like that. He's just been tearing it up.
Swag. So, Brett, anything for you? Anything you wanna? Bring
I mean, a
up?
team that just like kind of surprised me. They had a solid start, and they're still third in the Central is Florida. They have played
Mhm.
9 games, which is the least in that division.
Yeah.
Dallas has also only played 9, but because they were the 2 teams that got like 2 or 3 games postponed in the beginning. But I mean they're third in that division with 14 points at only 9 games. Columbus is ahead of them with 15 points, but they've also played 5 more games. So
Oh my
I
God.
mean,
Yeah.
in my mind, Florida right now is top 3 in that division with Tampa and Carolina. Because Carolina's also only played 10 games and has 14 points. So I'm just looking at the standings right now, and that Columbus in second can be a little misleading because they've played 4 or 5 more games than the other 3 teams in the top 4. And the other piece in this division is Chicago in 5th place. Is a little surprising to me. They
played like 43 games though, basically.
13. So
Pretty close.
yeah. But they're 5-4-4. So I mean, tough time in OT for 4 games. But I wanted to bring up that goalie Kevin Lankinen. I think is his name.
Yes, dude. I love his story.
Yeah, he's 4-1-3 this year. So overtime needs to figure it out. But his 232 goals against and 928 save percentage. I think he's like 25 years old, maybe 26.
He's 25.
25, yeah.
25,
Did he make his debut this year, or had he played a game or 2 before?
I think he played because he came from Finland, but I think he may have strapped up
Yeah.
for like the Sharks or something before.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, he's just looked solid. Obviously, the 3 overtime losses is a little rough. Like, getting 2 of those in the win column would make it look even more amazing. But no, I just think he's gonna. I still don't think that Blackhawks team is gonna make that playoffs in that division. But he's definitely going to help them finish, I think, a lot higher than I expected after the first week of the season when they just looked awful.
Absolutely. I like too how he's like asked about like his hot start, and he's like, I don't really like to look at numbers. Meanwhile, he has like a 936 save percentage and like a sub
dude.
1 goals. I'm like, you sicko.
Yeah.
Look at the numbers.
The Blackhawks have a lot of room for optimism, I think. I
Yeah.
mean, they're not playing super well. They haven't the last few years, but they got a lot of sick kids coming up.
Yeah.
Like think about some of these guys. I mean, obviously Doc isn't playing. Obviously Taze isn't playing.
Yeah.
But
They're
think
both
about
big losses.
Think about Strome when he develops in the next couple of years. Think about obviously Doc is only going to get better.
I love that defenseman, Bachfist. Is that how you say
Bachfist
it?
too.
Bachfist is really good. I like him.
And Lankin in net. The ceiling for some of these guys is really, really high, and I think in the next couple of years you'll see them kind of blossom. Obviously, tough this year when you're missing 2 of your top 6 forwards, but I think there's room for optimism in Chicago.
Absolutely.
Got 2 great goal scorers in my opinion too, and DeBrincat and Kubalik.
That's those guys. See, the list goes on.
Those guys can finish like
Let's
crazy.
sleep on Patty Kane. Patty Kane's gonna be playing
Well,
for a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit longer in
But I
this
mean,
league.
Yeah.
I just mean in terms of
he's-
like young guns, like they've
Yeah.
got.
Respect on his name.
Yeah.
Some respect.
Trust the respect is all the way up here. I don't even have to.
He's one of the most respectable guys in the league.
Yeah,
I used to
brother.
wear. I used to have like a Patty Kane shirt. You know, like the player tees.
Oh, those are the
Oh, yeah.
best.
Used to wear
Plenty
that
of those.
everywhere, like freshman
never
year of high
had a
school,
Caner one.
I'm rocking that thing like everywhere I'm going.
You know, the Caner
Yeah.
one was like the most basic hockey player one too.
No, it was the
Yeah.
Ovi one. It was the Ovi one.
No, but it was
Really?
Kane.
Ovi one.
It was Kane.
I had a Tavares one, if that makes me cooler.
You want to know
Ooh,
what I
An
saw?
Islanders Tavares. An Islanders
vintage.
Tavares.
There was
Vintage.
a Blackhawks shirt that I saw years ago, maybe like 2015. I was finishing up a game, like I don't know, like a bantam game or whatever, and I saw this kid on the other team walking up the stairs. He was wearing a Blackhawks like shirt, but on the back it was number 17 and it said seconds. Do you guys know what I'm referring to?
Seconds?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
17 seconds.
when they played the Bruins in the 13 Cup final,
Yeah.
they scored 2 goals in Game 6 in 17 seconds to go up 3-2 in the last minute. And I
Did he
looked
beat
at
the
him.
fucking bag out of
I
that kid?
I wanted to hit him over the head with my stick, but I saw that and I got really pissed.
Did you say this was at like a tournament or something when you were
This was
younger?
just like
Is that what you
this
said?
was like a
Yeah.
bantam game or something.
just at like a rank. Or something.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I feel like when the Caps, I mean not Caps, Blackhawks had that period of dominance from like 2010 to 2015. Every, like you said, Raph, every middle school hockey player was getting their Kane jerseys or shirts.
Asshole.
ODR legend. But that also kind of brings me when you talk about like the DeBrinkets and players like that who are kind of like, there seems to be like a new wave of like just natural goal scorers in the league. And I saw this tweet from Chris Johnson over at Sportsnet about how in the last 82 games, so like if you took like the last season's worth of Matthews games played, he has like 58 goals in that time span, and it just got me thinking, dude. Like, I think he may be. I would put maybe him, Pasternak, and either Kucher, Line as like the best natural goal scorers in the league right now.
Well,
Oh, right.
Natural.
I mean,
did you see the thing that I sent you too about Pasta?
Yeah, I think he has
On Twitter, Pasta has 60 goals as of
Yeah.
like a week ago in his last 82 like regular season games, whatever, going back to whatever date, he has 60 goals,
That's so fucked, dude.
right? But you said natural goal scorers. What about Dry? You gonna leave Draisaitl off the top 3?
I want to put McDavid or Dry, not because like obviously like they're just not as like natural to me. It almost seems like they have to like work for it.
Do they?
It's not like it's yeah. I mean yeah. You know what I mean? They're the only 2 players on this team. They have to do basically everything for this squad.
yeah. I mean, when Draisaitl not on the ice with McDavid, he kind of has to do like everything.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. I just don't. I don't view them. I'm not saying that they're not goal scorers. Like just like not like the natural goal scorers. Like with that like I guess touch and finesse almost. I would say Draisaitl is more of a natural goal scorer than McDavid. But
Yeah.
I still think when it comes in terms of like scoring goals, I'm taking players like Matthews and Pasternak and potentially like Kucherov and Line.
Who can just like hop in with anyone and score goals pretty much.
And they
is what
just
you're
like
getting at.
they'll basically make anything out of nothing.
But that's what Draisaitl did last night. Draisaitl was playing with Yamamoto and
Yamamoto's nice though.
well, he scored Draisaitl scored last night.
Mhm.
And it was a play absolutely out of nothing.
Against the Senators.
I'm just saying, and I'm not like trying to like knock him down
Yeah.
or anything. I'm just saying like these are players that I would put above him in this category of natural goal scoring.
I
What
would
about Ovi?
oh,
Mm,
oh.
now Ovi, like right now Ovi.
I mean, he like, are you just talking about like this season in general, like looking at?
I was
the number
talking
of
this time
goals
about
he
like this
scored
new
this
like
year?
this new wave, like so like the younger
Okay, yeah.
players, the younger
like
players,
Okay.
under like
like under 26.
under.
yeah, like under 26, something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, good point. Yeah.
Because then you talk about the Joe Pavelskis, if not guys like that
Mhm,
just live around
yeah.
the net.
Yeah.
So
Nick
yeah,
Ritchie.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
Nick
go.
Ritchie, if you're listening to this, I hate you, but I
we
love
need to
you.
interview you.
No,
We need
see,
to interview you.
we
everybody.
need Nick Ritchie.
All right, everybody hates on Richie, but who has like 4 power play goals this year?
He hasn't moved
Dude,
from that spot
he
the
has-
entire
It doesn't
year.
matter. Doesn't matter how many goals.
But
No,
he's
I'm
scoring
gonna
goals
say-
from it.
It doesn't matter how.
Kid
Just-
mastered back post.
he like, dude, everyone hates on him. Like, yeah, maybe he's not the most skilled guy. He kind of looks like a newborn giraffe.
He looks
kinda
like a
like-
bouncer that got picked up off the street and said, "Come play
He-
professional hockey."
He
But he-
just
but
looks
he-
like he shouldn't be a pro athlete, but
But he does well.
he's scoring goals
performs.
on the power play.
Can I tell you
that's
why
all
I
you can
hate
ask
Nick
for.
Ritchie? Can I tell you why I hate Nick Ritchie?
Why do you hate Nick Ritchie?
I hate Nick Ritchie
You
because
jealous?
I know that if I don't, he won't have this drive. He won't be scoring goals. So the day I'm
Okay.
like, you know what? He's a hell of a player. He's a
satisfying.
boss.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's thanks to
He'll
you.
get satisfied.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
thanks to the
His-
haters that we drive Nick Ritchie that fuels the Boston power play. The GOAT.
Oh God.
It's superstition. Hey, it's what you got to do it to win. It's not my fault.
Is it superstition or is it just you needing to feel like you're contributing?
It's what being from Massachusetts does to you for almost 21 years.
Good
16
answer.
years,
Oh,
boys.
Coming up,
Good
16
answer.
of
years.
the month.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, big birthday boy.
I know. I'm trying to figure out what sleep I want to pass out on. But yeah, anyways, enough about me, guys. Come on, stop. How about you guys? Like going back on like the pure goal. Who are some people that like catch your eye?
I mean, you said it before. He's Line. I've always, ever since Line's been in the league, he's been one of my favorite players to watch. Not just because of like his release is incredible.
Yeah.
His wrist shot, like on the power play, he's not always like an Ovi or a Pasta where he's looking for the one timer. Like obviously, when he gets that one timer, he cranks it.
Yeah.
Slings
But
this
those
hoe.
wrist shots, it's one of the best wrist shots from the top of the circle that I've ever
Mhm.
seen.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just a powerhouse.
I agree with that. Brett, how about you?
I feel about like when you said just a player that you just like love to watch since he came into the league. I mean, same draft year, but Matthews. I'll always watch a Leafs game, even if it's just to watch him because I hate the Leafs. But yeah, no, both those guys going in that draft back to back 1 and 2, and now they're 2 elite goal scorers in the league.
Not a bad
for the
draft.
younger guys. But
Not
yeah.
a bad draft.
That leads me actually to my next segment for the boys. The Leafs, man. Could this be their year? Because they
No.
do look like like the
No.
real deal, though. They look so good.
They're
right.
first in the league right now, bro.
Yeah, but they're pretty much top 5. They're
By 3 points.
bro, they're top 5 in the league pretty much every single year.
Yeah,
And they get bounced in the first round every single year. I don't
but
I
it's a
don't,
different
like-
division though. Like I could see them getting by that first round against like say like an Edmonton or like a maybe like the Jets or something like that. Like they beat them, and, like they get a taste of like round 2, and they're like, okay, let's go.
Speaking of you mentioned like the whole new division, but and how like the playoffs are different now, but we could have a Bruins versus Toronto Stanley Cup final,
Dude.
as well as
as a
Bruins versus
Montreal.
Habs.
Bro.
This is all coming obviously excitement wise from the perspective of Bruins fans real quick, but
I think
that
everybody
would
would
just
love
be
it.
crazy. That would just be
You're,
so
you're telling me
crazy.
nobody else would like that outside of here?
Yeah. You'd
Especially like if it
absolutely
was
love that.
Leafs, like everybody knows about like the Leafs and the Bruins,
Oh
but
my god.
dude.
Can you
oh,
imagine?
Which one would you guys want to see more? Bruins or Leafs or Bruins versus Habs?
Bruins and Leafs.
yeah, because I feel like Bruins
Okay.
hasn't really been like a rivalry like we grew up with since
Recently,
like
it
2014.
hasn't, yeah.
Like I don't know, it feels like the Leafs have more like there's more of a bitter taste with us than the Habs.
Like I've seen the Bruins and Leafs, or we all have seen the Bruins and Leafs play in the playoffs a lot more than Bruins
Best
and
games.
Habs. I mean, the
Yeah.
last time I remember Bruins and Habs. Was it the year they won the cup when they beat the
think-
Habs in
I
like
think
that
that was-
first or second round?
I think that was the last year they played them in
Didn't
the
we-
playoffs.
I thought we lost to them in like 2014, something like that.
Oh, really? Maybe. But
Because isn't that the year that the Habs went to the Eastern Conference Final?
Oh, you might be right.
I
Yeah,
think so.
and I think
Yeah.
I mean I'm pretty sure they went to the Eastern Conference Final that year. I'm a little less certain that we played them in the playoffs
Big
that
Habs
year.
guy.
Habs guy all day long.
Oh,
Um,
I sit on this hill and I sit here alone.
trippy for it.
But yeah, no, like if you asked me to like name some of my favorite like Bruins moments, a lot of them come in the playoffs against the Leafs. My number one favorite Bruins moment was that third period comeback in game 7. Probably up there for you guys too, but
Yeah.
but yeah, so I just think Bruins and I'm gonna side with you guys. Bruins and the Leafs, I'd rather see. But
I mean, what about the Bruins recently? Any good memories come from that, dude?
yeah, a lot of those memories involve being nervous for about 55 minutes of hockey.
Yep.
And then just
Yep.
absolutely shooting out of my seat in a matter of 3 minutes.
Yeah. It's like the dopamine crash right after that game is just like life breaking.
I'm ready to go to bed. Like all these,
Yeah.
like there's more adrenaline that pumps into my body in the last 5 minutes of these past few Bruins games
Yeah.
than at any other point during the day. Like
And
probably
I'm
enough to
not,
kill
like-
me.
I'm not like a big like vocal like when my dad like watches any sports game, he's screaming. Like my dad like, during Clifton's
Oh.
fight, when they weren't even punching each other, he was just screaming. So
Wow.
I'm not a big vocal guy when I watch a game, but like when we tied it up, when Pasternak just batted that puck in, I was like screaming, like we did it,
Yeah.
like we did it.
We were watching
got me
that one again
excited.
on Xbox together, I think, right?
Yeah, and I was just
Yeah,
like, we
and
did
you
it.
were
we
like
did it.
you were like 10 seconds ahead of us, Raph, and you like screamed and mayonnaise were like,
You're like,
"All
we
right."
did it. You're like, "Oh, what? And then
I was
you
like, sorry,
always,
boys.
you were always like, I'm sorry.
No, but
I know I kept forgetting we had like a delay.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about streaming on here because it's low key frowned upon.
What?
Fuck the NHL Network though for not being able to broadcast more views and make the package way too much money. So that's why people have to stream it. You fucking losers. Yep.
Yeah.
Come at me.
But anyway, go back to Toronto.
Yep.
I do think they're playing really, really good right now.
Mhm.
Their Anderson and Campbell have been playing lights out.
Mhm.
But no, they
Really?
No,
I think with
they-
that Hall kid, that Hole, is that how you say it? He's looked great this year.
I say Hall, but it's
Hall,
Holl.
Hole.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
doesn't matter. Hall. It's Toronto.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
matter
but you
how
can't-
good, no matter how good their team is, you can't ever like. I would never bet on them.
I mean, there's gonna be a year. I mean, like for example, like the Red Sox went so many years without winning a World Series.
Yeah, they've actually never won a Stanley Cup. Fun fact.
They gotta work on that. No, I mean they went so many years with the whole curse thing. Like that came to an end. There has to be a point when
Well,
Toronto Maple Leafs kind of end this whole.
Yeah.
so did the Chicago Cubs, and it took them 100 years to figure it out.
The Leafs haven't won in like what 60 something years, something crazy like that.
Has it been that long?
Like,
50.
it's like
been like
17,000
60-50.
something days. So
Well,
Divide that by
there's an account-
365.
because there's an account on Twitter that tweets like every day, like blank number a day since the Leafs have won the cup. So that if it's like 17,000 something days, that's about 46, 47 years, according to my calculations that I did in my head.
I don't
Oh,
trust
nice.
those.
I
don't trust
No,
those.
I trust him. My boy's a calculator. My
Alright,
boy's
you
a
want me to do
walking
it? You want me to-
calculator.
So you said
Yeah, my
what?
boy's a.
You said 17,000.
I just did 17,000 divided by
Yeah,
365.
you ever use a
Came out
fucking
to
calculator, dude?
46.5.
So you did it on a calculator. Is what you're telling me.
Dude, I was obviously kidding. I didn't use my
No,
head.
my boy's a walking
This
calculator.
kid's so gullible.
Don't step on him like that.
This kid's so gullible. Look at him. He's so mad now.
Oh, he's pissed.
I'm gonna quit.
The
quit.
Leafs are gonna win.
No,
Oh, they will, dude. Shut up.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
They're gonna go far. I think though. I think if they don't get out of the first round this year, I will be shocked. Think of
Well-
who are they gonna play in the first round?
Well, let's see. If
Winnipeg?
the playoffs started today, they would play. I think they'd play Edmonton.
That's barely a team.
That'd be kind of an exciting series, though.
That would
Just
be
like
fun.
Matthews versus McDavid.
It'd be cool seeing like Matthews against.
Just like the
cool to
star,
see
the
McDavid.
star,
I just
the star
Factor.
cast? What's the?
Star
Yeah.
factor.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah,
that's what I'm
I got
getting
you. I got you.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know what it is. The Maple Leafs play so well for
don't know,
like
man.
through the entirety of the season, and then they dip when they get to the playoffs. They're like a different team in the playoffs.
Well, when you play the same team every year and you have to think about all this bad
Yeah.
shit that happened, it's kind of easy to be like, "Oh, remember that?"
Like if there's gonna be a year they do make a playoff run,
Yeah.
it's gonna be this year with these divisions.
I agree with you,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I don't. Maybe they'll finally win a playoff series this year, but again, I don't think they'll go past
Finally.
the second round. Yeah, how many years has it been since they won a playoff series?
I don't know.
At
'Cause, I
least
mean,
10 or 12. No,
I think so. Yeah.
it's gotta be.
let's
Because
fact check that.
I'm trying to find some blues clues.
Jerry, can you fact check that? Thank you.
Talking to your accountant.
We have a fat guy.
Fat guy.
His name's not Jerry. It's just Aiden.
You can be the accountant then, because you're so good with numbers.
All
Can't
right.
get Dave your after that.
I mean, true. He's an accountant. He's grinding right now. Shout out all the accountants out there.
2004.
2004.
Wow.
Was that like with Sundin? Matt's
Uh,
Sundin.
I have no idea.
And I mean, Dave, like, that's what 16 seasons since then. So I mean, they've made the playoffs.
Dude, math
Probably
guy.
at least half of those.
Yes. You're killing it
dude,
today
I
with the
know.
math.
Big brains, big brains.
You brains.
Yeah,
I mean,
it doesn't matter how good their team is. They can't do it.
I don't know, dude. I think you're wrong.
I think you're wrong.
I think you're not right.
Tough.
But yeah, so I mean that's all I really got to, boys, for little things I wanted to talk about. It was kind of a slow week with all the postponed games. I feel like a lot of games were just canceled. So not too much going on. If you guys have anything else, besides like we're gonna do our teams, of course.
And our
But
players.
anything else?
Hot seat.
Yeah, before we do that.
Now we can get into the hot seat.
Yeah.
All right, bro, you're just buzzing today. You want to go first? Unless you don't want to. I don't want to put you on the hot seat.
No. Do we want to do teams first? Or yeah, we'll do
Yeah,
first.
we'll do-
I'll make the call there.
Yeah.
Okay. So we touched upon these teams a little bit earlier, but my hot seat team this week is the Blues. Now
Okay.
they play, so they obviously dropped their last two games both to the Yotes this past week,
Off
and
losses.
their upcoming two games this week are also against the Yotes. And I think they're just going to reciprocate it and go 2-0. They lost 2 to them. I think they're going to win these next two.
That's a
I
fair
just-
bet. That's a fair
I
bet.
feel like there's no way they go below 500 against the Yotes. I feel like they won't let that happen.
And that's the thing about this year is that it's always a safe bet to bet on the team that lost like the night before, because very
Yeah.
rare do
Yeah.
you see teams lose 2 straight to the same team,
Yeah.
So I think that's a good bet on St. Louis.
Flames to the Jets this week.
The Flames to anybody this year. Are we doing player after or
Yeah, we can do our 3 teams first, and then we'll go back to players.
Aids? Do you want to go?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Nashville.
The Predators?
Yes.
Very
So
nice.
they play Tampa tonight. It's the second of a doubleheader. They lost 4-1 last night. And then they play Detroit twice and Dallas, I think, next Monday. I just, the way that their season has started has definitely been slow. I think Rene, I've watched a little bit of Rene and he's played okay. It's just the team in front of him is just not, they're not scoring. Their D has been really, really soft. And they're just not really showing up for games. And, I've read a couple of things from like Yossi. Yossi's pissed off. Duchesne's pissed off. So these guys are definitely playing with some fire. And I mean, like I said to you, Brett, before, you never see a team lose back to back against a team they just lost to. So they play Tampa again tonight after losing last night. I think they're going to come out flying. And I think they'll go 3-1 this week. I think they'll beat Tampa tonight. I think they'll win one Detroit game and drop one to them. And I think they'll beat Dallas too. As a little
And the
redemption
retro
for
jerseys are fire.
Oh yeah,
There's our
Retros.
they're really
Yeah,
nice.
So clean.
dude. I thought the Flames ones looked sick.
Oh,
Dude,
They're so nasty.
don't
just-
even get me started.
so many of these jerseys are sick. Did you see the Maple Leafs
Yeah.
the other night too? Those are
Meh.
low key nice.
Not the biggest fan of theirs.
Meh.
I didn't
like
think
the
I was
gray with like the weird dark blue.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They
my
kinda- they
inner
kinda
fashionista
copied
says
our-
no.
they kind of copied our club's jerseys and
Facts.
That's
Going
true.
off of that too. If anybody wants to play us in NHL 21 clubs, just
On
comment on the
Xbox.
Instagram on Xbox, comment on the Instagram or the
DM
Twitter,
us.
DM us, and
DM
we'll
us.
get that going. That's a promise. Back to you, AIDS.
I think that's all I had. I think Nashville will go 3-1.
Very nice.
Alright.
One against Tampa, one against Detroit, one against Dallas, and they'll drop one in Detroit.
Looking nice.
Hmm.
All right, for the last team, I'm gonna go with the Boston Bruins. It's honestly a
Ah.
fun team to watch. It's enjoyable to watch our home team. I just mostly want to see. I'm excited to watch them play New Jersey next Monday, I believe,
Mhm.
and then the Islanders, I think, on Saturday, and then they're supposed to play the Rangers, back to back before that this week. I think they go 3-1. I think they're either going to drop a game to the Islanders like before, or the Devils games have been really fun to watch, especially in the beginning of the year. But now we got Pasta. So I don't know. Enjoyable hockey. I really like watching games in this East Division. Definitely that in the North Division have been the funnest to watch. But I think that's it for the teams. Brett, do you want to start us back with the player?
It's actually a perfect segue into my hot seat player.
You're welcome.
I think the Devils Bruins game on Monday is still listed as postponed. That's what I saw earlier. I don't know, I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
Oh,
But
really?
they do have at least the 2 Rangers and the 1 Islanders that
I think
aren't.
the 11th was supposed to be the next time they check up on the Devils, February
okay.
11th, which would
Okay.
be
So maybe it'll change.
yeah.
But yeah, my hot seat player this week is Jake DeBrusk.
No, mine too.
Oh, no way.
Sorry.
No way.
Damn, I feel bad.
Welcome.
But yeah, coming back from injury. We obviously know he's a streaky player. He had 1 assist in the first 6 games. That is it.
Nice.
He was silent.
Sick.
So I think, and you guys sent it on Twitter the other day. He's most likely going to be playing with Coyle and Bjork,
Mhm.
which that line is just a recipe for success. So I think he comes back from this injury just fired up. He's the type of player that, when he gets fired up, like he'll roll for a few
Oh,
games.
Absolutely.
So I think coming back from injury is a time where everyone's fired up to get back in the lineup, and especially getting to play with those 2 guys. If they play 3 games this week, I bet he puts up at least 3 points, 1 in each. If they play 4, then maybe 4 or more. But yeah, Raph, you want to go next? Maybe if AIDS has another player
No,
or
I don't. I can't. I mean, actually, yeah, Raf, you go. I'll try to pick someone else.
Yeah, if you
I don't know.
Fuck you, Brett.
no pressure. though.
I'm trying to bounce.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm trying to bounce between some players right now. Like I want to say Malkin. Like, dude,
Ugh.
Mm,
this guy has been trash. But like,
yeah,
I don't know how much I can really put it on him. That team is really not the greatest. But I mean, it looks like he's really working out there too, which is like why I kind of like when I watch his games, he looks like he's like working. He still seems like he has such an attitude, but like he seems like he does care. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll just throw him on there. He's gonna have probably the goal of the year after I say this, so whatever. How about you, Aids? You got anything?
give him like 30 seconds. Jeez.
I know.
I'm sorry, dude. I thought of that in like 30 seconds. I know what I was going.
Well, I take this seriously. That's the difference here.
Oh, wow,
No,
you're a
I-
beast.
I'll stick with DeBrusque.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Well, I don't want to just throw a name
Piggyback.
out.
Yeah, no,
I don't
I
want-
probably would do
Piggyback.
the same thing.
I have it in my notes. You want to see?
Piggyback. No, I don't trust you.
You don't trust me?
No,
There it is. Bottom line.
you just put it
Uh,
in.
Player hot seat. DeBrusque.
Yeah,
Packer.
I saw you typing away over there.
Oh,
Ah,
kidding.
all right,
No,
Abe,
I
tell
think-
us what's up.
I agree, Brett. I had that written in my notes. He has one assist in 6 games. I have DeBrusque coming off injury, practicing with Coyle and Bjork.
hmm
I think I even said it in the Twitter DM the other day. Like if Coyle and DeBrusque can gel, then I think that's a sick
I
pairing.
love that line.
Because DeBrusque buzzes, like he plays really well, but he just
I know.
his chemistry with Krejci's kind of like iffy. So I think if you put him with a different center, you put him on the third line with Bjork, who's pretty much on his last leg in Boston. Like if he doesn't figure it out, he's done.
I love him though. I honestly think he's played well this year. I just feel bad he just can't make the intangibles tangible.
The last
Yeah.
few games he's played really well. The Washington and Philadelphia games, I thought he
Yeah.
played better.
I think he plays really good defensively too. Like, I actually think he's a little workhorse out there. You know, that's why I feel bad.
But I just like
know.
he's got so much offensive potential
Yeah,
that it's getting to a point where it's like you're either gonna perform for us or you're not. And that
Yeah.
happened to Vetrano. It happened to Donato in Boston. They couldn't figure it out and they got shipped out.
yeah.
So I think DeBrusque playing on that line with a hungry Bjork and just a all around fantastic Waymo player in Coyle,
Yep.
it's going to be a sick line.
Speaking of Coyle, I do have a little birthday shout out. It is Dickie Coyle, my dear friend's birthday today, 21. I'm bringing this up too because he will be a future member of the pod. We're still kind of working on that. He's over there playing hockey at Salem State. So we wanted to get some of his insight and just interview him and see what's up. So that's a big shout out right there. First one of the year, future podcast, and yeah, that's how
Happy birthday, Dickie.
Yeah, happy birthday, Dickie. So his birthday's on this Tuesday, the day we're recording, or Wednesday
Yes,
when
the
we
9th.
release? The 9th? Gotcha.
9th, yes.
Happy
So,
birthday, Dickie.
Wait, today's the 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I don't know where my
Wow.
brain just went, dude.
It's usually not there, so
Oh,
Yeah.
we've been talking for like an hour, dude. It's fried.
I know.
Yeah, is that it?
I think so.
Our brains, man, are fried today.
Dude, school sucks.
No, losing your keys in the snow.
Will you stop
Sucks.
whining?
My
Dude, if you're not going to look
God.
for it, stop whining about it.
What do you mean if I'm not
He
gonna
just
look for it? I've been
complains.
out here looking for it. You want to come help?
I
Bring a metal
mean-
detector. We'll go to work.
If it gets you to shut up, then yeah, I'll come help.
Oh my god, you took
Listen-
my
no,
player. You took
listen,
my
all
hot
we-
seat player. No,
All we talked about, or all Raph talked about in clubs last night when we played, was his stupid little key.
because I don't know how you don't see this as a big deal. There's no other key
It is
to
a big
get
deal.
to move that car.
But go
See,
look
no,
for it.
I think it's weird that they.
What
didn't
do you
give
mean? I'm not.
another
I'm
key.
looking for it. I have things to. I have class. I'm doing this pod. I skipped a class today to look for it.
No, that's cap.
You-
That's so cap.
No, I have
Yeah,
an email.
bullshit.
I sent an email.
No, you didn't.
Yes, to Miss.
my
I'm
God.
sorry, Miss Kasansky.
You're 100% sure you don't have a backup key, dude. I've
Yes.
just never heard of a car dealership not giving a backup key
You
when
know,
you buy a new car.
you can have there's a van that comes, like a portable like key making van. I've had it done for my cars
Yeah.
where they make keys for your car. They will come to your house and make a key for your car.
Yeah, but like, isn't it like $400
go,
bucks
Raph.
to get a new key?
I don't. If you go to the dealership, yeah.
But isn't there? It's like it's like computer programming and stuff that goes into those keys too.
Yeah, but that's if you go to the dealership, yeah, you'll probably drop 400 bills. But what are you giggling at over there?
Brett is burping
you
the
not hear me
mic,
just
so it's
burp?
geeking out.
No, not at all.
Totally forgot we were recording something and just burped into the mic.
I didn't even hear it.
I sent you guys a screenshot of the email I sent, so you know I'm not a copper.
Where he starts it with, well, it snowed here, which typically isn't a big deal. However, I've lost the only key to my dad's car in the snow.
I told her
You
upfront and
are
honest. That's all I asked
man.
for. All right, though, boys. I think we should wrap it up here. We've kind of been going off the rails for too long, and there's not too much to talk about. So, everybody, have a good Wednesday, which is tomorrow in our case. Thank you for tuning in. Episode 6 of Buddy Pass Podcast, once again presented to you by the Masshole Perspective. Have a great weekend. If it snows, don't lose your keys, and wear your mask. Thank you, everybody.